But what does the data currently tell us? How many registered businesses do you think there are in Hampshire? Anyone have a guess? In Hampshire? 114,000. And in the Solent region, we've got 42,000 businesses, a thriving economy. In terms of sector breakdown, we've got wholesale and retail, and they will have their challenges, as we will explore a bit later on. Human health and social work, a huge amount of jobs in the county in that sector, over 10%. Manufacturing, as you've heard recently in the panel, advanced manufacturing, technology is booming. Professional scientific and technical services, and then you've got the accommodation, the food services, the hospitality sector, and then education, all play a key part in the economic matrix and breakdown of this particular region. Some more data, very briefly. Central South population, 28 million. 78% are economically active. As a county, Hampshire contributes 50 billion to the GVA of the UK. Southampton is 10 billion, and the entire South East region is 318 billion. We're in the port of Southampton, and these numbers are just absolutely staggering to me. 900,000 vehicle movements every year. £40 billion worth of exports come through this port. Over 2 million cruise ship passengers come through Southampton. 460 cruise ship calls, each with their own challenges, but each with their creating job opportunities in the region. The port handles in excess of 1.8 million TEUs per annum and contributes itself 2.5 billion to the economy. So we should be holding our heads up and be proud. And if there is one thing that I feel in the past, particularly about the region, is that we are apologetic. I heard many years ago people saying, "I'm terribly sorry, I only come from Southampton." We shouldn't be that. We should be proud and stand proud that we live and work and play in this region. So in terms of where I think we should go, what I think we should do in terms of developing on the opportunities that we have, we need to build a strategy. We need to build a clear strategic narrative to be really clear as to what we are saying this region stands for. Maritime, space, technology, creative sector, being clear so that anybody who wants to come and invest and play in our area understands what they're getting involved in. A voice that is shared by all stakeholders and to which business can subscribe, investors and aspiring entrepreneurs can link into, they can understand, they feel relevant and communicate it for themselves. Being really clear about what our USP is. I was on a call the other day to an international contact who has a great interest in investing in this area and was posing the question, are you really clear as a region as to what you stand for? They understand what the Northern Powerhouse stands for. They understand what the West Midlands stands for. We need to come together and be clear about what we stand for. And there is good work that is going on that. Since COVID, I am clear in my own mind that there is much greater collaboration and a shared willingness to have that single voice. But we've got more work to do on it. Skills. We have got 5 universities in the region building centres of excellence. We've got a much stronger college section and structure for further education. As we've heard only a few moments ago, the number of students in this region is astronomical. But we need to make sure that they feel the urge that they want to stay here rather than moving up the M3 or overseas. There is so much that we can do here. There has been much greater dialogue between employers and between those educational establishments. As Stuart said, looking at developing the skills of our young people is important. Equally, retraining some of the skilled and longer standing employees so that they have the skills for the future that we need for the future, particularly in this digital age. The Chamber of Commerce is playing its own part in terms of the development of the local skills improvement plans, and there is still great work going on. STEM subject development, the University Technical College in Portsmouth is looking to develop a similar institution in Southampton. The South Hampshire Technical College group has come together, bringing together the skills of the various colleges in the south of Hampshire. And then we've got the Institute of Technology as well, which is in its early stages. Sustainability, Brian touched on the importance of energy resources, and there's staggering statistic if we had, I think, 2 or 3 cruise ships all seeking shore power at the same time, the lights in Southampton would go out. Well, that's not sustainable for the long term. There's the issue around carbon capture and how we make sure that we ensure we've got that, and then measuring that carbon footprint so that as a region we are playing our part in working towards net zero. Global opportunities. This is something I'm really passionate about, and I have been past president of Chamber of Commerce for the past 3 years, but I'm staying with the Chamber of Commerce to try and see what we can do to build much stronger global opportunities. Historically, this part of the country has been really important for the UK PLC. And there are other parts of the world, particularly in this time of geopolitical unrest and unease, that are looking to forge relationships with the UK, and they see the place to do so is the Central South. Through the Port of Southampton, they see that as an international asset for the UK and a bridge between the UK and the rest of the world. We've got a national asset in Portsmouth, and in times where there is uncertainty and the risk of hostilities, then having the home of the Royal Navy is an important asset for us as our region to have. Now, if you think about that, those two assets, you've got the universities, you've got the talent that comes out of those universities. You can bet your bottom dollar that there are other parts of this country that say, oh, do you know what, wish we were down there, wish we had all the assets that you've got. So there are conversations that are taking place. There are opportunities for us to talk to other nation states. And I don't underplay this. There are opportunities for us to talk to other nation states who are very keen to diversify their economies, and they are under the umbrella of certain other nations that they would prefer not to be under the umbrella of, but looking to the UK as a place that they can advance their own economy. Now, if we listen and have constructive dialogues as to how we can help them in their ambitions, actually that will in turn help us in building a much bigger economic region and a thriving region here. Central Asia is one. There are parts of Europe that are keen to start working much more closely through Southampton and the Central South. So communicating the benefits and thinking in a very open-minded way about how we can create a win-win situation for those international players as well as for our region will stand the test of time and will reap its rewards. I said I was going to end on some comments about the budget. I think the jury is still out as to how that will play out. There are clearly real challenges for businesses, particularly in the hospitality retail sector. You've actually had the triple whammy of the increase in the minimum wage, you've got the NICs, and then you've got the reduction in your discount on business rates. If I was being compassionate with the government. I would say they were trying to drive technological change and restructuring our business models. It's going to be very, very painful, but the one thing that we have as business owners throughout this region is a degree of resilience. We've got a degree of resilience, we've got a degree of understanding the benefits of working together, sharing experiences, and thinking collectively, thinking holistically as to how we can come through the current challenges to be stronger, more diverse, more sustainable for the future, and that will play well for our generations to come. So on that very quick whistle-stop tour, I hope I've kept to time for the boss. But very happy to take any questions. In my book, no questions about question. So please feel free, if you want to ask me anything, please do. But thank you for your attention.